When God called us to start a work, we realized that there had to be more that needed to be done. What we did was we had set out a campaign to go hit the parks and to witness to everybody that was unchurched. And as we went to reach the unchurched, when they would start to come to church, I began to realize the people that we had been reached, or the people that had been church, were kind of fearful of them or afraid. They would back up. And I began to realize that there was more that needed to be done, and we needed to reach the unchurched. And so I realized that where I was at that point, I wasn't going to be able to do that kind of work there. So God called me out. So we knew that we had this calling upon our life, and not really sure where God was sending us to. I was receiving a phone call from a family out in Pomona and had been inviting me to come to a Bible study. They said, come and give us a Bible study. And finally, we took a day off, and we said, we're going to go visit you on this day. And when we went to visit this family in the city of Pomona, my eyes opened up to the great need that was in that city. My heart was, it was like God twisted my heart, and He opened up my eyes, and I was really able to see and hear the need that was in that city.
About 5.5 years ago, we opened our home to Pastor Ruben and Sister Veronica. I remember he had said he was thinking of opening a church in Chino. So we said, hey, we're right here in Pomona, why don't you come to my house? I think we said, come to our house on Sunday and let's do church from our house that Sunday. And he did.
When we first found out about starting Accelerate, man, it happened so fast,
And my dad called us all into, I'm assuming, the kitchen. Normally that's where all the family meetings are at.
My dad's family meetings are like, having dinner. What do you think if we start this? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we're going to be doing that in the next, couple weeks.
Been moving churches for a while, so knowing me, I didn't want to move either, and my boyfriend was there during that time, my ex-boyfriend. So it was kind of hard, like, I don't want to go. But knowing my dad's vision and what his vision has been his entire life, it was a sign for us to go.
When we left Bellflower, it was a little sad. But when my dad started talking to us about what he wanted, before we even came up with the name Accelerate, he already knew that he wanted a church that was going to grow.
Our first service there in the home of Andy in Alberta, leaving a big church where they had pews and pulpit and everything really nice, and then going to a home where we're using the fireplace mantle as a pulpit. But it was difficult. There was many times when we truly didn't know exactly how it was going to play out.
And the people that were there, they were not church folks. They were just people from the neighborhood. And how much their needs were desperate. And we realized that this is a place that it's in need for help.
We're preaching there, and my son, during the sermon, he kind of just nods out, and he's sitting right behind me, and I'm watching all the kids. They're kind of smiling and laughing because they know that my son's nodding out while I'm preaching.
Bubba, of course, always falling asleep during services, and us, sticking things up his nose and, taking pictures during service.
And of course, like everyone says, Bubba falling asleep through everything, even when he's smack right in front of my dad with earphones on his ears.
His narcolepsy. That's what he does.
Did you fall asleep?
Nope.
Our first service, it was a little rough. And we started first as my sisters just singing a cappella, and then my dad just having a stand, and everyone in plastic chairs.
We were lugging chairs back and forth inside Pastor Ruben's Suburban at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And that was always joy, packing, loading, unloading.
Well, as the music person, I guess you can say. Praise team, the only person, me and Evelyn. I was a little nervous because I didn't know what to expect. The first service was good.
Not to mention hot and sweaty. Just a little window air conditioner I try to sit next to every Sunday.
Yeah.
Didn't always work out. But the fun part was snacks.
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 It was good to see something start off so small and raw in a home to
Something be built from the ground up.
yeah.
And Alberta and Andy just always rolled out the carpet, it seemed like, at their home, putting out rows of chairs to make it possible to squeeze as many people in, whereas when we realized we needed a building. But it was just, the awesomeness of God just moving in the city of Pomona, where we realized it's here. This is where it's needed. Accelerate is needed here.
Transitioning from the house to the sanctuary. We went from humble beginnings to where I can truly look at it and say how God has blessed the church, and He continues to open up doors.
People were just very excited for the move, and I think everybody the excitement was there for the members and the newcomers, and it was just an awesome thing for them to see that they were the part of something flourishing with Accelerate.
When I came to Accelerate, Pastor Ruben asked if I would help out. They had already established a call center, a work center there at the church, but it needed to be staffed. And so when I went to Accelerate, I caught the vision of my younger brother, who had a desire to help people from the street and try to be the bridge to get them to church. And so when I understood his vision and was able to understand that's what I was already doing where I was in the city of Whittier, it just kind of came together. And so we began to work in the call center, using the call center as a place, as a work center to help the community get back to work. In doing that, the Lord basically, our call center birthed a men's home. Daniel was the first one to come in, and thereafter many men began to come in. We've been having like 12 men at a time come into our men's home, and we've seen lives change. We've seen a seed being planted into their life, and in which things that have been planted, they have still come back and still haven't forgotten what they were taught.
My life has changed dramatically after coming to Accelerate, because I have been able to find God. I've been able to move forward in my life to do positive things, to be able to give back to the community. If you would have told me 17 months ago that I was going to be a teacher, I never ever would have ever thought I was going to be a teacher. And after the first couple times of actually teaching the life group, I've come to realize that this is one of my callings, is to actually be a teacher, to help inspire people.
5 years have come so quickly, and in them 5 years we have come across many different people. And I'm so blessed to have the people that we serve and Accelerate.
Different aspects of life coming all pretty much under one roof, and everybody kind of coming together, and it's kind of good to see some people that you wouldn't expect just lift their hands up, and tears to run down their face sometimes.
Coming in and then seeing everyone there, and it feels like a home. Everyone feels welcomed, and you can ask people being there for the first time, like, this church makes me feel home. Like, everyone's so welcoming and loving.
Seeing people engage in worship. I do multimedia, so I stand in the back, and I enjoy watching people go up to the altar and receiving something.
When you see the look on people's faces when they walk in for the first time, that's what makes me love it about this church, because we're reaching people that we haven't reached before.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we're their family, and when you come to Accelerate, that everybody loves on you, and you feel like you're part of something big.
People have always said, I used to be the one in the street, and now I'm feeding. So it's awesome to hear them say, I used to be on the other end of the table, but now they're the ones that are feeding. And it's awesome to know that.